Hey guys, so welcome to my oral presentation about B.F. Skinner. And first off, I'd like to say I hope you were able to make sense of his life, his research, and the impact he made on education. And I guess for this presentation, I'd like to talk about how my understanding changed of what behaviorism is through B.F. Skinner. It was interesting when I chose this educational giant. I really had no idea who he was or what he had done. I vaguely remembered the concept of a Skinner box from Intro to Psychology, but I really didn't know much, so it was really interesting to learn about him and really understand how we teach and how we view our culture and society now is influenced by the principles of behaviorism. So it's kind of as an overview of B.F. Skinner. He was born in 1904 in Pennsylvania, raised in a rural community. He was very inquisitive as a child. He loved to read, he loved to write, he was really good at math, he loved to invent and build model toys. So he was always a very inquisitive and smart child. He went to college trying to pursue a career in writing, and he got his bachelor's degree in that, but soon after graduating, as he pursued writing a novel, he realized that it wasn't his thing. And he realized that his love of writing stemmed from the influences people have on each other. And so he turned his focus to psychology, and he really thrived in that field. He studied at Harvard. He was the chairman of psychology at the Indiana University, and then spent most of his life at Harvard researching and studying human behaviors. I guess rats' behaviors that he transferred to human behaviors. So the thing B.F. Skinner's mostly known for is the Skinner box, which is basically the box that has a lever and a light and a food dispenser, and it trains primarily rats to press the lever for food. And it's kind of that operant conditioning technique of the right action equals the reward, and no action results in no reward. And one thing I did find interesting at B.F. Skinner is that he did not emphasize his studyings in negative reinforcement. He primarily focused on the positive of the reward, that no reward is punishment enough kind of thing. So I found that really interesting. And so he also used pigeons to condition them and made a pigeon-guided missile system during World War II. It never fully had effect, but it was a very interesting concept to see that they'd use the pigeons' homing instincts to guide them to a location to help them place missiles. So that was really cool. Another thing B.F. Skinner's known for is, it's a largely controversial topic, about a baby cradle he made that kind of produced the right temperature and humidity and air control and everything for his baby. But many people thought that was torturous and really didn't like him for that. He received a lot of criticism over his torturous behavior of babies, where studies show that he was just trying to create a very accurate and controlled climate for his baby to sleep in. And so it was cool to see, amongst all this, how behaviorism connects into education. And I found that it really does it has a huge impact on education. That the concept of getting rewarded for good behavior is all over education. We reward children for doing good. We reward children for their good behaviors, and either we punish for the bad behaviors or we don't give them a reward, and that is sometimes punishment enough. So it's interesting to see that behaviorism is in the world around us. It's human nature to be drawn towards things that make us happy, that give us that sense of accomplishment, that gives us those rewards. And B.F. Skinner's the one, along with John Watson and Ivan Pavlov, that kind of solidified this idea of behaviorism and put it into practice on how we can shape human behavior through conditioning. Through slowly rewarding for the good behaviors, we can totally shape the behavior of mankind. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will say that amongst all this reading, I wanted to turn my little apartment into a Skinner box, but my wife didn't like that idea, so I guess that idea will have to come later. Sorry, that was a bad joke. But thanks for listening, guys. See ya.